After 38 days, Maharashtra will see a cabinet expansion with 5 ministers from the BJP and 5 ministers from the Eknath Shinde taking oath as ministers in the Raj Bhavan today, Gargi.
In fact, we can tell you the names of those who we've learnt will be taking oath today. So just 10 ministers to take oath from the BJP: Chandrakant Patil, Sudhir Mungantiwar, Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, Girish, Mahajan and Suresh, Khade are likely to take oath. While from the Eknath Shinde camp or the Shiv Sena camp of Eknath Shinde, you'll have former ministers in the MVA government, Dada Bhuse, Uday Samant, Gulabrao Patil and Sandipan Bhumre, who will be taking oath as ministers. So after 38 days, nearly 40 days, finally getting a cabinet there in Maharashtra. There's been a huge amount of criticism about this because there's been no ministers. It's been bureaucrats who've been really running the show. You've only had a chief minister and deputy chief minister.
Right, Gargi. All eyes, however, are on the home portfolio and who gets it. As deputy chief minister, Devendra Fadnavis has made a bid for it. Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis took oath as CM and deputy CM on the 30th of June, and after rebellion in the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde led to the fall of the Uddhav Thackeray-led MBA government in June this year. So, Devendra Fadnavis all set to get the home portfolio.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Let's go across to Saurabh now for more. So, Saurabh, we have names of some of the ministers going to take oath, and it's from both sides. 5 names from both sides. And what do we know about that home portfolio?
Well, that home portfolio is actually the key element of suspense, so to speak. Who gets the home portfolio? Because most of the people who are becoming ministers are expected names. Senior leaders of the BJP. Also, what we are being given to understand is Mangal Prabhat Lodha, MLA from Malabar Hill in Mumbai, also a well-known builder, but the BJP Mumbai president is likely to get a ministerial berth. Why? Well, upcoming BNC elections is the answer. But beyond that, the home portfolio is really the key element of surprise. Will Devendra Fadnavis, the Deputy Chief Minister, be able to swing it in his favor, or will it go to someone else? That's, of course, the key bit, and that we'll know once the portfolio distribution is done, so to speak. These ministers will simply take oath at the Raj Bhavan as cabinet ministers. Remember, technically, the oath or the portfolio is the prerogative of the chief minister. The cabinet ministers serve at the pleasure of the chief minister. So who gets the home ministry is something that while cabinet ministers serve at the pleasure of chief minister, it is being decided at the very top level. The top central BJP leadership has actually cleared these positions and who becomes what. One of the missing names in this list is that of Ashish Shelar, who's the MLA from Bandra, a former Mumbai BJP president. He's likely, sources say, that could be accommodated as state BJP president. But again, this is all in the realm of speculation at this point. The key development is that cabinet expansion is taking place. Government functioning in Maharashtra has been hampered because of the lack of a proper cabinet. On the 30th of June, Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis took oath as Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister respectively. And since then, the state, one of India's most populous states, one of India's most industrialized states, the financial capital is here, has been functioning with a 2-person government, which is really something that the opposition has hit out at, the Shinde Fadnavis government for. For example, Supriya Sule taking a swipe saying ek duje ke liye, or Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Shiv Sena Rajya Sabha MP saying this is a hum do hamare do sarkar. So all these political swipes being taken. Now, of course, the Eknath Shinde Devendra Fadnavis government can claim, look, we've expanded the cabinet, but this is not the final expansion. There's going to be a further round of expansions. It's not going to be done in one go. this is just the first round. What we're being given to understand that there's going to be several
given
rounds
that
of
so many
expansions.
visits, given that so many visits have been made to Delhi, it's clearly something that is, requiring a lot of negotiations. So today you'll have 9 ministers being sworn in, 5 from the BJP, 4 from the Shiv Sena, and clearly all this arrived at after a lot of negotiations and a lot of visits to Delhi.
Well, yes, Gargi, it's not been a calm affair, and just like the weather in Mumbai, which is very windy and turbulent, this has been a turbulent period even for, one presumes Devendra Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde, even though they've been sworn in as Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister. What you have is them having to balance a lot of interests. The first surprise in all of this, or the first turbulent surprise in all of this was, Devendra Fadnavis settling for the Deputy Chief Minister's post. But since then, who becomes minister, who gets what portfolio, more importantly, like we've been reporting, who gets the home portfolio is also likely to be going to be a matter of suspense and a matter that's being very closely watched.
All right. Thanks so much, Saurav, for joining us with all those details.